Hello BookTube, I'm Rosin. This is my channel, A Journey Through Books, and today I'm taking you through a journey of my purchases, because while you have all been enjoying marching mammoths and murder mysteries and all sorts of wonderful things, I have been marking mammoths. This is what I had finished by 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon in the past 2 weeks, and by 10:30 last night I finished the last 94 scripts. I am done in more ways than one. So anyway, I went retail therapy shopping. Retail therapy. We're not going to worry about how that was phrased. We're just going to move on. So I'm going to show you what I bought. We're going to start off with a silly purchase in a way, but I'll explain. So I've got Sins of the Flesh by Colleen McCulloch. I've loved her Thornbirds, and I've read The Prodigal Son by her in this series. It's a crime novel, and I actually own this book, but I bought this one on purpose because the series that I have got has got the tiniest print imaginable, and reading with a magnifying glass doesn't really work so well with me because it slows me down. And so I thought I would get one that has got print that is reasonable, and then I will return it to Jimmy because I got this second hand, and I will just return it to him and get half my money back, but at least I won't be spending $1,000 for new glasses because my eyes have died. The next book I got was The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova, and this isn't the book that I thought it was. Yeah, I really should start reading the backs of books, but I really don't like doing that because too often they reveal too much. But anyway, I see this one seems to be a bit vampire-y, but I was hoping for something else, but we will see what happens anyway. This I had heard somewhere, I had put it on my want to buy list, so we will see what happens. And then for March Mystery Madness, I've got 2 books. Yes, I'm planning on doing it because now my workload's finished. School knocks off next week Friday, and then I have 2 weeks of holiday, so I can actually do some reading. So I've got Murder at the Vicarage by Agatha Christie. I know that I have read a ton of Agatha Christie's, but I was still in primary school back then. In fact, I was in Standard 3, nowadays called Grade 5, and a friend of mine and myself, we used to sit and read them together. Well, not read them together, but we used to swap them. And I'm pretty sure I've probably read this one, but I can't remember. Just like this one, The Man in the Brown Suit by Agatha Christie. I can actually remember being really impressed by this book. I could actually remember the title, but I have no memory of what went on in it, so I'm looking forward to rereading it. So, and they're nice hardcover books. I mean, look at the condition of this one for second hand. It's brand new. It even had plastic on it. The person just gave it away. Anyway, who's complaining? I'm not. And then I think it was Debbie at My Reading Life who recommended this one, Robert Harris, Pompeii. Finally got it, so I'm looking forward to this one. Kate Atkinson, Hangfire, I've got to show you. Kate Atkinson, Life After Life. Heard wonderful things about this book. It's got great reviews, great ratings. So, and I've got the second book on my shelf, so I need the first book first. So I got the first book. And then I got Leanne Moriarty, this The Husband's Secret, and I absolutely really enjoyed Big Little Lies. It was a nice book to relax to, but it wasn't that silly that you had to leave your IQ behind. So I got this one. And then the rest of what I got was, believe it or not, non-fiction. This is coming from somebody who really wants to relax and unwind. He's now buying non-fiction. But we will just put this down to the likes of Steve Donahue and Olive and Remembered Reads and My Reading Life, and yeah, we're just going to put it down to them. So the first one I got was A Girl from Aleppo, and I'd actually seen an extract of this in one of my school textbooks for comprehension, and I was curious to read it. It was previously published under the name Eugene, and this is a story about a girl who is a refugee, and she escapes leaves in a wheelchair, and I thought that would be pretty interesting. Then I got I Am by Maggie O'Farrell, and this one's been doing the rounds on BookTube. Some love it, some don't. I thought, what the hell, retail therapy, I'll try and see what I think of it. I mean, I'm pretty sure that at my age I've had more than 17 brushes with death, but we will see what I think. And then the next one is The Blink of an Eye, and I'm sure that somebody I watch reviewed this. This is a story about a woman. I'm not too sure where she comes from because there's no way. It's probably one of those Swedish kind of countries, because those letters are not letters that are in my alphabet, and I have no idea how to say her name. Um, but anyway, she, I think, was a doctor. No, she was a scientist, and she ended up getting ill and being trapped in her body, and all she could do was blink, which is why I like the title going with this. And it just sounded interesting. I mean, it's not super thick, so I thought I'd give it a try. My sister-in-law taught in Saudi Arabia for 2 years at a university, and that made me interested in this one, headscarves and hymens. I have lots of opinions that I've heard and opinions that I've formed as a result of what I've heard, and I would like to see what somebody else makes of that part of the world and the role of women, let's put it that way. And then the next one, I think I heard Steve Donahue talk about. I'm not 100% sure, but I thought this would be interesting. It's John le Carre's memoir, Stories from My Life, and it sounds like he served in the British intelligence during the Cold War and things like that. So I thought it would be interesting, and if it's not, well, I can return it. So, and then the last book that I got interests me because of my profession. This is, well, it's called Notes from a Headmaster's Desk, and the man who wrote it was a headmaster at King David. No idea where that is, but he's been at schools that I've heard of, and one particularly that I did some teaching prac at when I was in Grahamstown, and he talks about things that happen in a school from a headmaster's point of view. So it's looking at teachers, it's looking at parents, it's looking at kids and things like that. And some of the things that caught my attention in the front were things like staff room politics. Is that a thing? I'll tell you. And then, you know, what's it? Parental involvement. Generally, oh, look, there are a lot of parents who just do the right thing, but sometimes you get those who are just have zero involvement, or those that are just way too involved, where you can see mommy's done all the work. I'm not too sure about it, but there's other things on the top here: car park gossip, teenagers, lessons learned, role models, staff room politics, parental involvement, other people's children, car park, then it repeats. But he caught me on staff room politics alone. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this guy has to think about it, and see if maybe I can get something out, if I agree as well. So that was my retail therapy. If this is what my retail therapy at the end of the first term is like, oh, I'd better start saving for June, because the second term is the big one. Well, the second and the fourth term. I will have twice as much marking next term, because, yeah, this was just a test round. Next term is going to be exams and term assessments as well. So next term is going to be spectacular. At least I now know that I can mark a lot in 2 weeks, so maybe I won't freak out as much as I did. But yeah, that's what I did to make myself feel better. I feel great now. I've got lots of reading. I've got stuff for March Mystery Madness, because I wasn't too sure whether I had enough on my shelf. I do. But you know, you feel, well, I feel at least, that I need to have loads of choices to take part in anything. I still, however, am missing, no, I'm not really missing on a mammoth, but I don't know. I will see how I feel whether I take part in the marching mammoths. I feel like I've already done my share of mammoths, but I've heard the Pillars of the Earth is fabulous, so I'm going to give that a try too. I'll see if I'm in the mood. But anyway, that's that for me. I'm now going to go and film a reading wrap-up, so excuse the recycled jersey look. I promise you it's not another day. Bye for now. Happy reading.